Hello, and welcome to Sal's Porch Conversations, a podcast where I invite a variety of interesting and, most importantly, entertaining guests for provocative, comedic, serious, insightful, inciting, controversial, angry, sad, ecstatic, mundane, crude, spiritual, philosophical, political, social, irreverent, fun conversation, often on my front or back porch depending on weather and background noise. First of all, let me get something out of the way. This podcast is not safe for sensitive ears. It is not kid-friendly or safe for work. It is for immature adults, and profanity and crude conversation will not only happen but be encouraged. I read a Facebook meme once about how people who swear more are more honest, so I must be the most honest person in history. So, fuck. If that offends you, then you'll be offended by my podcast and should leave immediately. The format of this podcast will be as follows. For the first 10 minutes or so, I verbally masturbate with a few announcements about things, people, causes I want to promote, and then I rant about a specific topic that is somehow related to my guest. After that, I introduce the guest and we have a 20-minute or so rambling, entertaining conversation that may or may not stay on the subject I ranted about. One of the hooks of the show is that I'll offer to get any guest drunk before or during the show in an effort to steal the drunken history style of having shit-faced celebrities talk about a specific subject while going off on tangents. Think of this as drunken TED Talk interviews. I'll be hosting a very eclectic mix of guests as the podcast evolves. I've rubbed elbows with a number of celebrities in various worlds, and they don't always make the best conversationalists. A friend once said, everyone has a story that someone else needs to hear. So no matter how mundane or exciting you think you are, there's always an aspect of you that would be a good guest on this show. Many of you listening to this will be solicited by me to be guests. But if you have ever wanted to be a guest or know someone who would make a good guest, here are the specifics. You won't be paid a single cent. If I pay you a fee, then I'm hiring you for a specific purpose and expect specific results, and that ruins the idea of the show. That being said, if the show happens to monetize, then I'll kick back money to my guests, giving the bigger payouts to my earlier guest in an Amway-style pyramid scheme. Making money is not the goal of the show, but I won't turn it down if it happens to come my way, and I will spread the love if it happens. The show is mostly unedited. If you burp or fart, figuratively or literally, as they say on Lemony Snicket, then I might be willing to edit it out, but the main content stays unedited. I'll meet with you beforehand to go over any sacred cows that you don't want brought up during the cast and to form a gist for our conversation. After recording the episode, I'll give you 24 hours to decide to give me permission to air the show. Once you give permission, then I own it and I get to air it where and when I want. Your motivation for being a guest, besides fame and fortune from the 2 to 3 people who might listen to my cast, is to put out whatever you want, promotion of yourself, your business, cause, ideas, etc. I'll push you outside your comfort zone, but I don't want you to feel like the show was a horrible mistake. I also hope to have guests whom I don't respect or even like and want them to have a safe space to show who they are to the world. I don't give a shit if a guest lies about the name, about anything, as long as it's interesting. The show will be more entertaining commentary. Think Penn and Teller's show bullshit rather than truly investigative, but I encourage you to email or post comments and criticisms about any hyperbole on the show that you like or don't like. Briefly, my background. I've gotten paid and volunteered for a lot of things in my lifetime. Commercial fisherman in Alaska, playing guitar at a health food restaurant, Sierra Club guide, volunteer firefighter, hospital researcher, and English teacher in Thailand, astronomer, nanotechnology, computer professional, research scientist, kickboxing in Thailand, boxing coach here in Cal, sang in a musical, played in a mariachi group, studied flamenco, and my latest professional incarnation, which I've held the longest, a math and science teacher. I am especially passionate about 2 things besides my family: playing music and practicing yoga, both which have changed my life, and both great topics for future episodes. The sense I want you to have from this exercise in masturbation is that I like to explore, geographically, socially, spiritually, whatever. And that's what I want to be reflected in this show: eclectic, profound explorations with guests from all over the human map.